Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're going to review the new movie Twisters. There will be spoilers in this review because it is impossible to critique this film properly without actually telling you about certain things that happen throughout the narrative. So, you've been warned. To begin, the best way to tell you if this is a good movie, if you should see it, is to let you know that this is one of those movies where members of my audience just got up and walked out partway through, never to return. It is that bad of a film. So, as always, I'll start with the plot, I'll try to get some positives, and I'll work my way down from there. This film is a sequel, sort of, to the 1996 box office hit Twister, starring Academy Award-winning actress Helen Hunt and one of the most beloved actors of the last 50 years, Bill Paxton. This sequel, cleverly titled Twisters, for God's sakes, stars Daisy Edgar-Jones as Kate Cooper, Glenn Powell as Tyler Owens, and Anthony Ramos as Jerry. Kate is a former PhD candidate who 5 years earlier, along with Jerry and 3 other students, went hunting for a tornado to experiment on it with chemicals in order to see if they could get it to dissipate. Kate is portrayed as the ultimate tornado hunter with intuition that gives her the ability to predict, almost in a psychic manner, when and where weather events will occur. Her team is hauling barrels of chemicals similar to those used in diapers to soak up moisture, and they're also hauling Dorothy. Look, before we go any further, if you are going to see this movie, you have to disregard any manner of logic or common sense and leave it outside the theater. This movie demands that you just shut off your brain because it will only get in the way of the narrative. And oh, by the way, if you haven't seen the original movie Twister, you're probably wondering, who's Dorothy? Well, in the original movie, that's Bill Paxton's tornado analyzing machine that was used to register how a tornado works. It's used as the big plot device that brought the two main characters together, but don't worry about any of that. They never explain how or where they got it. Did they get it at a flea market? Did they find it in the field? Did they find it in a barn? Don't know. It's just there. They know how it works, like they built it themselves because, sure, why not? But like I said, don't ask questions because there'll be no answers. Just sit there quietly and wait for the big destructive storms to come on screen so you can see some really cool special effects. And yeah, it is the opening sequence we're talking about, so things don't go well and everybody but Jerry and Kate die. My first question, because I forgot to shut off my brain, what community college authorized this PhD project? 5 students, unsupervised, with loads of chemicals riding into dangerous, life-threatening storms to test an unproven theory. I mean, really, who the hell signed off on that? The liability alone? But like I said, no logic, no common sense, so never mind the question. Anyways, after everybody dies except for Kate and Jerry, Kate goes into shock and trauma and moves to the one place in the United States that is totally stress-free and conducive for mental healing. That's right, she went to New York City to work for the National Weather Service, where she makes all the guys look stupid. Jerry, on the other hand, joins the military, only to return to convince Kate to rejoin the tornado hunt because he has a whole new company he built that is determined to get the first 3D scan of a tornado using equipment that was developed by the military. And as he puts it, he got his hands on some of the prototypes. Yep, Jerry, an enlisted man with no college degree, was able to just walk out of the U.S. military with experimental equipment meant for the field of battle for his own personal use, because the military is really generous with their equipment that way. But anyways, Jerry and Kate return to Oklahoma. On their first day, they run into Tyler Owens, Glenn Powell's character, who's a tornado wrangler with 1 million subs on YouTube. And this is where I begin to regret being on YouTube myself with the way they portray this character. And before we get to Glenn's character, I have to tell you this. This movie will present to you trope after trope and stereotype after stereotype. Kate, the tortured and traumatized genius and key to everything girl who is reluctantly dragged back into the field. Jerry, the greedy, manipulative friend who has ulterior motives that he's hiding from his friend Kate, and of course is centered around money. And finally, Tyler Owens, a former college graduate with a degree in meteorology, who then became a semi-professional bull rider, only to quit to face his fears by driving his truck into tornadoes to amass views on YouTube and sell t-shirts. I'm not kidding, these are the main characters of this film. And as a side note, as someone who lived in the Midwest for a portion of his life, Tyler is not how people in that part of the country actually act. I never went walking around the towns that I lived in, seeing people just randomly scream, yell, hoot, holler, or talk condescendingly down to anyone from New York City as if they are pieces of shit. So, to the writers of this film who decided to make Tyler Owens the representative of a part of the country that I lived in and they don't have any clue about, fuck you. fuck you and your idiotic attempt to paint half of the citizens you probably don't like for various reasons as obnoxious Neanderthal a-holes. They are not. These are all really good people, and the rest of the country would be really fucked without them. And more disappointing is that Glenn Powell is a Texas native. Talk about selling out your own for a paycheck. I guess living in Los Angeles for 15 years and chasing that fame and fortune will make some people just shit all over total strangers and forget where they came from. All right, enough of that. I got that off my chest. Back to the movie. Tyler does things for his viewers, like drive into the middle of a tornado, use special tiller drills on the side of his truck to anchor himself to the ground so he can shoot fireworks up through the funnel. Yes, what I just said is how it actually happens in the film. I know. Anyone who knows anything about tornadoes knows that Tyler would be dead. A vortex of a twister rated as an EF1 would have winds sustained at 65 to 85 miles an hour. Anything more and your car becomes an airplane. At this point, you can probably guess the rest of the plot. Girl falls for boy. Are the boys jealous? Are the boys found out by girl? Random twisters appear out of nowhere because the real title of this film should be something like Attack of the Killer Tornadoes. There is lots of destruction, and the girl who knows everything has to save the day by facing off against an EF5, which has sustained winds exceeding 200 miles per hour, all by herself. There's a lot of running away and sheltering from storms. People scream, "We gotta go, we gotta go!" A lot in this movie, and even though this is a sequel to Twister, do not expect Helen Hunt or any of the characters from the first film to appear. No connection besides the aforementioned Dorothy is given, and they even dress Daisy Edgar-Jones' character exactly like Helen Hunt's character for the second act. She's wearing the white t-shirt with the bare arms, the tan pants, and the flannel tied around her waist. And when I say Daisy's character is portrayed as an almost supernatural being, I mean it. In the first act, Jerry introduces her to his team, which is filled with PhDs from NASA, NOAA, MIT, basically the brightest minds you can find who have thousands of dollars of the most state-of-the-art weather tracking equipment available to anyone, anywhere on the planet. But Daisy just looks at them, walks into a field, picks up a dandelion, blows it into the wind, and accurately predicts where the storms will hit. And if you think that is spectacular, in the final scene, a town is being decimated by an EF5 tornado, something most meteorologists nickname the finger of God, but don't worry, Daisy's got this. She takes Tyler's roided up truck loaded with more special diaper chemicals, drives up to the edge of this massive EF5, shoots chemically treated bottle rockets at it. Let me say that again. Kate Cooper, Daisy Edgar-Jones' character, shoots fireworks at the tornado to weaken it, before letting the EF5 wash over her, sucking up the diaper chemicals, which soaks up the moisture in the tornado, which causes it to just dissipate in the blink of an eye, saving the town and all the citizens. You may be asking, but what about Daisy? Was she or the truck she was in get sucked up into the air by the storm, registering winds exceeding 200 miles per hour? Nope. She had the special drill bits that anchored her into the ground. Maybe you're even wondering, was she critically injured? No, of course not. That would be silly. So, in this review, I really don't want to spend any more time than I have to on this stupid movie, but if you want a lot of yelling and running, a lot of nonsensical action sequences, poor writing, forgettable acting, and a film that is premised on the assumption that you are an idiot, then this film, Twisters, is right up your alley. And that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you see the film or plan on seeing it? Are you a fan of the original? And if you want more movie reviews, click on the thumbnails at the end of this video for my retro movie review playlist and my general movie review playlist. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I thank you for watching. And remember, I'm still your reluctant gringo and from south of the border. Salud and a huevo.